Hey guys, welcome back to the house where we talk news, celebrities, and hot topics. I'm excited to be with you guys on this Wednesday night. It is Thanksgiving Eve, and I'm super excited because you guys, we have a lot to go over. First things first, I want to talk about Miss NeNe Leakes because you guys, she is revealing her trauma. Apparently she can't sleep, and she's on Instagram telling us that, we need to keep her in our prayers. So we're going to talk about that. And then I also want to get into the Grammys. It has been so much drama. Who knew that a little old award show would cause all of these artists to just go nuts on Twitter and Instagram, okay? And so we're gonna get into it all. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and let's get straight into the video. So first, let's talk about our Real Housewives of Atlanta. You guys know that I cannot go a day without giving y'all an update on that. I wanted to talk about Miss NeNe Leakes because she is concerning me just a little bit, and I kind of feel like we need to keep her in our prayers because something is going on with NeNe, and honestly, she has been on a downward spiral for a couple of months now. And so I'm gonna go ahead and put this screenshot up. She posted this. It's just a cute little selfie of her, okay? NeNe's wig looks pretty good. Her makeup is slang. So shout out to Miss NeNe Leakes for looking great. This is an example of I don't look how I feel. Okay, you look good, but you feel like because her caption says, I haven't slept well lately, kinda in a daze. Sometimes when you've been through trauma, it's hard to sleep. And so when I read this, I really did not think much of it. I was just like, I mean, okay, like you can't sleep. Like, I have insomnia too. Like, I go to sleep at 3 a.m. and I be struggling. Okay, I be struggling. But then as I read it again, I said, trauma? Okay, keyword on trauma. What trauma is Miss NeNe Leakes talking about? I kind of feel like this is a cry for help. All right. To me, this looks like NeNe is telling her fans and telling the people that she's not okay. And that, she's been acting out. And we can kind of tell because, she's been on these shows and she's called Andy out and Wendy Williams out on, Twitter. She's going back and forth with this lawsuit, whether she wants to sue Bravo or not. She's opening up a whole restaurant during a whole global pandemic, which I feel like is not the smartest idea, but she's doing it anyways. So I'm sure that's putting a lot of stress on her. And then she's also receiving a lot of backlash when it comes to the Read session, not to mention her departing from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And so NeNe is going through a lot. I feel like we need to, uplift her. So if you guys have any encouraging words for the former OG, go ahead and put it down in the comments below. NeNe girl, just get better. But I really want to know, like, what is this trauma like? Does this have anything to do with Housewives? Is this personal? Does this have something to do with Greg? Like, what is going on? We need to figure it out. Okay, so let's talk about the Grammys, okay? And this is something that I normally don't talk about on my show. But I said it's been blowing up and I kind of feel slick passionate about it because I feel like I kind of have an unpopular opinion on it just a little bit. But a lot of the artists have been coming out in retaliation of the Grammys nominations that were announced yesterday. Like I said, the Grammys announced their nominations and you had a lot of people that I personally love that got nominated, like Chilumbo, which is Jhené Aiko's album. You had Haim's album nominated for Album of the Year. Beyonce is actually leading in the nominations. She's leading with 9. And who knew that Black Parade was going to be, nominated for Song of the Year, Record of the Year? Quiet as it's kept, I don't even like the song, okay? I've really never even heard the song. I've heard like snippets and clips, but apparently it was good enough to be nominated like 5 times. And then, of course, Doja Cat and Megan Thee Stallion and some other people were also recognized. And so I'm actually not that disappointed in the Grammy nominations for this year. Also, I wanted to mention Trevor Noah, the host from Comedy Central, is going to be hosting the Grammys, which airs on January 31st. Now, here is where the drama comes in because, hunty, the girls were upset, okay? They did not like the news, and everybody who felt like they were snubbed and all of the fans took to social media to share their disgust for the Grammys. So first off, I want to talk about The Weeknd because this was probably the biggest snub of the year. And just to give you guys a little bit of context, okay, honey, I am a Weeknd fan, okay? I like The Weeknd. I think he makes really good music. I think he's really dope, and I just think he's very talented. He has the #1 song of the year, which will be Blinding Lights. And really, that song is so big that it is, I believe, the longest running top 10 hit on Billboard of all time. His album After Hours, which I believe came out like in April, like the beginning of the pandemic, went #1. He's also won numerous awards this year, including AMAs, VMAs, and some other stuff. And then, not to mention, he's going to be performing at the Super Bowl come 2021. Well, he is arguably probably one of the, if not the most successful artists this past year, and was snubbed. He did not get not one nomination, okay? Him, along with all of his fans, along with the whole industry, okay? The whole black music industry is upset about this. The Weeknd tweeted and he said, "The Grammys remain corrupt. You owe me, my fans, and the industry transparency." Now, I understand being upset that you weren't nominated. I understand being disappointed. But honestly, when I first saw this tweet, I was like, okay, entitlement much? Like you were owed a Grammy, okay? Like somebody owes you something. That was my first thought. And you guys will see why I think that in just a second. But the rumor is, according to TMZ, that it was between the Grammys and the Super Bowl, okay? Jay-Z and Roc Nation and Beyonce and them wanted The Weeknd to perform at the Super Bowl because we know that the NFL needs help with diversity. And Jay-Z said, well, I can help y'all when it comes to the diversity of the music. So he decided to put Shakira up there and Jennifer Lopez. And now you have The Weeknd and things like that. And so this is huge. This is the biggest televised event of the year. But apparently, TMZ is saying that they gave The Weeknd an ultimatum. Honey, it's either you perform at the Grammys and you get nominated, or you go over there at the football game and play at the halftime show. And of course, The Weeknd, now we know, chose the halftime show, which I think is better anyways because, number one, it's going to be more viewers, okay? More people are going to see you perform at the Super Bowl than they would have at the Grammys. And then secondly, your music sales are going to surge, which is more money in The Weeknd's pockets. But you guys, after that, the drama continues. Now Grammy chief Harvey Mason Jr. came out, all right, and responded to these claims that TMZ was doing and responded to The Weeknd, all right? He said, "Congratulations to today's Grammy nominees who have earned their peers recognition for their incredible work. There were a record number of submissions in this unusual and competitive year. We understand that The Weeknd is disappointed at not being nominated. I was surprised and can empathize with what he's feeling. His music this year was excellent, and his contributions to the music community and broader world are worthy of everyone's admiration. We were thrilled when we found out that he would be performing at the upcoming Super Bowl, and we would have loved to have him also perform on the Grammy stage the weekend before. Unfortunately, every year there are fewer nominations than the number of deserving artists. But as the only peer-voted music award, okay, emphasis on the only peer-voted music award, which means Grammys are given to the people of the music industry, the board, okay? Who's a part of the commission, the board? Producers, A&Rs, music executives, other artists, musicians. It's the music industry that vote on who gets a Grammy and who doesn't, all right? He says, as the only peer-voted music award, we will continue to recognize and celebrate excellence in music while shining a light on the many amazing artists. He says, to be clear, voting in all categories ended well before The Weeknd's performance at the Super Bowl was announced. So in no way could it have affected the nomination process. So the Grammys is going on record by saying, we did not give The Weeknd an ultimatum, all right? So somebody lying, okay? Somebody making something up. It's either the Grammys or it's TMZ, all right? And that's when you guys come in. How do you guys feel about this situation? Do you guys feel as though the Grammys gave him an ultimatum, as in you perform at our show or theirs? Personally, even if they did give him an ultimatum, I just feel like that's just business. They want exclusivity. if they did, I don't feel like that would have been necessarily wrong. But let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. Now, the drama continues, you guys. The drama is continuing because Miss Nicki Minaj, Mrs. Petty, okay, has entered into the chat to give her opinion on the Grammys nomination process, okay? This is just too much, okay? This is too much. Nicki Minaj tweeted, and she said, "Never forget that the Grammys didn't give me my Best New Artist award," okay? Emphasis on they didn't give me my Best New Artist award. Now, when I read this, I was like, wow, that's a lot of entitlement in that sentence right there. She called it her award, okay? She said, "They did not give me my award when I had 7 songs simultaneously charting on Billboard and bigger first week than any female rapper in the last decade." She says she went on to inspire a generation. "They gave it to the white man, Bon Iver. Hashtag Pink Friday." Nicki Minaj, okay, is the greatest selling female rapper ever, period. Okay, it is what it is. Cardi B's climbing up, but right now, Nicki Minaj has that. Did she deserve Best New Artist? Yes. But Nicki Minaj, was it yours to begin with? Were you entitled to that award? Absolutely not, okay? So that's something that Nicki and The Weeknd have in common, is that they think that they're entitled to Grammy nominations and Grammy awards. All right. And then my second thing is, Nicki, why are you harping on the past instead of looking forward? Like, why aren't you focused on the present instead of telling us what happened 7, 8 years ago? I'm just a little bit confused. And I understand that you guys are disappointed and you feel like you've worked hard and you feel like you want to be recognized, you know, for the Grammys. I mean, you win some, you lose some. You ain't gonna get everything. Okay, that's kind of how I feel. Now, what I will say is that if there is a racial bias, which we kind of know that there is against Black people, then that definitely needs to be looked at, okay? However, if we just mad because we not winning awards, then that's a problem. Because notice how everyone who has a nomination is okay with it, besides Justin Bieber, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But everybody who didn't get a Grammy or didn't get a nomination is upset. The winners are good and the losers are upset. That sounds like a little bit of a Trump complex, if you ask me. I'm just saying, okay? Let me know how you guys feel. I went on to Instagram to comment on Nicki Minaj's tweet. And I said, "It's funny how she just won 2 AMAs and still not satisfied. Be grateful for what you have," right? And mind you, I am a Nicki Minaj fan. She is my favorite female rapper, and of course, I think she deserves a Grammy. But I just kind of felt like Nicki should be, you know, basking in gratitude instead of harping on what she doesn't have, okay? Focus on what you do have and who did recognize you, rather than complaining, right? And then I had a user comment under my post and said, "A Grammy is not the same as an AMA," which I agree. Grammys hold more weight because a lot of our Black artists look to Grammys as the end-all be-all instead of things like BET Awards and Image Awards. But I digress. You know what I'm saying? The Soul Train Awards nominations came out, and you didn't hear no artists complain about not getting a Soul Train nomination. So I responded and I said, they're just trophies, okay? Some artists get neither. There are artists out here that don't get no AMA nor a Grammy, okay? It's artists out here that don't even get a damn pat on the back. It's artists out here that be promoting their stuff on Instagram and trying to get 2, 3, 4, 5 streams so that they can make a couple of pennies. Like, at least you got something, okay? At least you got something. Then they came back to me and said, for most, those trophies represent their hard work being recognized. And I just had to break it down. And this is when I'm really going to come full force with my opinion and how I feel about the situation. Because I understand the disappointment of it all, okay? But I don't get the entitlement of it all either. And so I said, a lot of the times, these big artists have been recognized in other ways. A Grammy isn't the only way to validate a musician. I believe a lot of these stars, like Nicki Minaj, like The Weeknd, want even more praise than what they're already receiving. You win some, you lose some. You're not going to be recognized by everyone in every organization. The Weeknd, for example, has a #1 album, the biggest song of the year, has won numerous awards already this year, and is going to be performing at the Super Bowl, which is the biggest televised event ever. If that's not people recognizing your work, then what is? But yet, he still feels some type of way about not getting nominated for a Grammy. And yes, I understand it's disappointing to want something and not get it. But you're not going to win everything. You're not going to win everything. Furthermore, the Grammys is a white organization, okay? It's a white organization ran by white people. And so there is slightly a racial bias, like I said earlier, against black artists. And we know that. We totally understand that. We know that. And so my thing is, why aren't we looking to the BET Awards and the Soul Train Awards and the Hip Hop Awards and the Image Awards for recognition? Why aren't we looking to those things for validation for our artwork? No one ever gets upset about not receiving a Soul Train or an Image Award. But yet when it comes to the Grammys, it's like we yearn for this validation from the white man. And like I said before, I totally think that Nicki and The Weeknd and everybody else, they all deserve Grammys. They work hard. They make amazing music. But you're not going to get everything. You're just not. So I want to show you guys this Instagram post from Mikhail. You may know him from The Scorpion Show. He says, the Soul Train Awards have been out for over 30 years, and half these artists that are complaining about not being nominated for a Grammy this year don't even attend the Soul Train Awards or acknowledge the show. The very show that was created by and for us. Let that sink in, right? And then DJ Richie Sky, shout out to him on YouTube. I really look up to him. Like DJ Richie Sky and Jason Lee are like those are like the people that I look up to because I love the way they run their platforms. I love it. DJ Richie Sky said, it's really a matter of ownership. As long as you own your material, the rest is inconsequential. The awards, recognition, and the fame. In your position of ownership, you are able to obtain the coin attached to it as well. Not saying money is everything, but it does give you the freedom to make more moves. Just a thought. Validation is meaningless. Ownership is everything. I completely agree. You've already made it, past 90% of all the other struggling artists if you can just make a living off of it. But if you've been blessed enough to have a #1 song, to have a song on the radio, to do well when it comes to streaming and iTunes and things of that nature, that's recognition in itself. You have fans that like and buy and stream your music. That is a form of recognition. Billboard putting you on their chart is a form of recognition. Radio playing your song is a form of recognition. Getting a VMA or an AMA or a Soul Train or anything else is a form of recognition. A fan DMing you saying how much their album meant to them is a form of recognition. Let's stop looking to the Grammys to validate black music when we don't need it. Is it nice to win a Grammy? Yes. Is it a big deal? Yes. However, are you entitled to one and do you need one? Absolutely not. All right. So again, let me know how you guys feel about the situation. I really wanted to go in depth with this, and I really could talk about this. Like I could do a whole podcast and talk an hour or two about this same subject because I feel like it's something that comes up every year, and I just think it's good to put a little perspective on it. So if you agree with me, let me know. If you disagree, let me know. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys a little bit later. Don't forget to create a great day. Bye.